All right, here is the week 2 intramural workouts. So you see we've got 2 WODs here. We're going to do both on Monday. And obviously if you're at the gym, you're not an intramural team, you'll still be doing both here. So both of these are sprints, and there is some overlapping feeling to these, and there is some different feelings to these. So first one, WOD 2, probably the faster of the 2 sprints here. Some fairly heavy front squats, but it should be a weight that you can probably do unbroken. This is a sprint, so at least that first 15, even if you're not flying through that first 15, you're still not wanting to put that bar down. So you go through your front squats, and then you're going into a challenging push-up option here. Now, in sprints like this, we really have to hold ourselves to standards here. If this heavy front squat, I know we want to move fast through this, but you've got to get full range of motion to the bottom of your squat and full hip extension at the top. For your push-ups here, those hand release push-ups at the blue, you need to be in a perfect plank the entire time, up to down, and get full extension there. Obviously, the hand release portion makes it so that you get full range of motion all the way to the ground, but make sure you're a straight line coming all the way up. Coaches are going to be there to kind of remind you to do that stuff, to hold you to those standards. At the brown, we're doing a full handstand push-up, but we're not doing like any lines on the walls or anything like that, but we want full extension of the arms, and no crazy wide stances or anything with the arms. At the purple, handstand push-up to a folded ab mat, so that's where you can have the ab mat folded on top of itself, and use that as the standard where your head touches the ab mat and you go to full arm extension overhead. Part of that, I don't think this will be an issue, but also obviously making sure you've got a full straight torso as well. There's no bending at the torso at the full extension there. For the push-ups to a box, so a lot of times we'll let you guys pick the right push-up or box size that is right for you. Here I've put in the standards that we expect. The first number, so that orange 16 will be for males, 20 inches will be for ladies. So for some of you, that's going to be harder than normal, and you still have to hold yourself to a full range of motion. The chest is going to come in contact with that box before you push up. That may slow you down, but those are the standards we're going to hold ourselves to for all the options here today. So good squats and good push-ups here through this 15-12-9 sequence. So that's 15 squats, 15 push-ups, 12 squats, 12 push-ups, 9 and 9. I won't go through the scoring again. You guys all did a great job. Thanks for doing that. Find your team, put your scores there in the teams. And if you want, you can actually put your score in the 3xF track as well if you want to see that in the top leaderboard. Now, should be able to all do front squats and push-ups together, even a full class of 9. Hopefully less than 7 minutes here. So I wouldn't get too wrapped around the axle there on that time domain there, because if you can do the weight and you can do the push-ups at the right option, should be no problem there. This would just prevent people from trying to try handstand push-ups if they can't get those 36 handstand push-ups in under 7 minutes. So just that's what it's there to do, is prevent people from picking that option if that's not the right option for them for the most part. Now, hopefully you'll get, so we're going to do 2 sprints here. You're going to have 5, 6, 7 minutes of rest before you have to do the next sprint there, so you can come back at it fairly fresh. This is an ascending rep scheme, so we're reversing it. So it's still a sprint, but when we go up in those reps, it's going to slow it down a little bit. So this one may take a little bit longer. I've got it in under 9 minutes here. But really, everybody's almost pretty much doing the same options here. We've got a few less reps to do at the white and yellow. But for the most part, everybody's doing a 9, 12, 15 version of this, except we've got some scaling for calories on the rowers for females. So the calorie row at the orange, blue, and purple will be different for males and females, and that's what the 2 different numbers there. But the number of bodybuilders or burpees over the rower will always be 9, 12, 15 for the orange, blue, and purple. You see there's no brown here because there's no way to actually make this any harder, really. So, and this isn't a matter of skill, really. We're going to have a lot of people do the purple that have been doing orange and blue workouts here, but they're going to be perfectly fine doing the purple on this one. other than that 2-foot takeoff, which is kind of a trick here. So let me get back to this before I go on some tangents here. So 9, 12, 15 on the calorie row for guys. For the ladies, the calorie row will be 7, 9, 13 for those orange, blue, and purple options there. Then the burpees or bodybuilders will go back to 9, 12, 15 for everybody. All right. Now, standards on this. Obviously, the rower is going to count your calories. You are responsible for making sure you reset those calories every time you get on the rower. There is going to be no math here. You cannot add your calories together. When you finish your row of 9, before you start your row for 12 calories, or for ladies, if you finish your row of 7 and you're going to start your calories for 9, you need to reset at 0 every time. Even if it takes a few more seconds, you have to reset that counter. So coaches, we need to make sure we know that we're showing people how to do that. For the burpees over the rower or the bodybuilders over the rower, you do not have to come to full standing. You just got to get your chest and thighs to the ground. They have to come in contact with the ground, and then get to the other side of the rower, whatever is most efficient for you. Now, at the purple, we are expecting a 2-foot takeoff. So you can land on 1 foot, but both feet have to be on the ground and jump at the same time, and then land on the other side. You don't have to land on both feet. You can kind of land in one and have the other land if that's a little more comfortable for you, but you need a 2-foot takeoff for you to be able to score this at the purple here, all right? Bodybuilders, just make sure you're getting to a good plank position here, no TP butts, and then same thing will go for the yellow and the white options here, but we've got a few less calories and burpees. You got to do those options to 7, 9, 13 with some scaling at the on the calorie row for the lady standards there. In stand, we may have to go in 2 different heats on the second one because we only have 6 rowers there. So there may be 2 heats there for the rowers in that area in stand. But fishers, though, should be able to all go at the same time on that second heat as well. Now, so the scoring for this, obviously, if you do 1 WOD, you're probably going to do the 3rd WOD. So if you show up that day, you're most likely going to pick the right option. You will get a point for your team there, but you only get 1 point for your team. You don't get 2 points for doing 2 workouts that day. 1 point for your team there. But there will be 20 top performer points handed out today or on this day. So 10 for WOD 2 and a whole other set of top performers for WOD 3 as well. So 10 top performers for each of these 2 WODs. And we will keep 10 form, strategy, and execution points for the whole day. So the only place to double up here is with those top performer points there. So if you show up and pick the right options, you're going to get 1 point for your team. Now, it does beg some strategy, like if I pick the right option for one workout, not for the other workout, do I still score the full point? Yes, you will. So at least get one of these right. But again, I'm not too worried about anybody picking the wrong options on this one. This is pretty straightforward. You know whether you got handstand push-ups or not. And most people are going to pick the right rower option as well. Even if you get the wrong rower option, you may still finish in the goal time on this one. All right. Can't wait to see this one in action this Monday.